Dino Patti Djalal, thank you very much for your time. The relationship between Australia and Indonesia, have you seen that improving?
Yes, especially on the people-to-people front. There's very active student exchanges, educational cooperation, and students from the Colombo Plan has been actively engaged in Indonesia. And I know this people-to-people content has been the most visible part of Australian diplomacy in Indonesia. So yes, I would say relations have improved a lot, especially with the people-to-people dimension.
So while people are learning individually more about each other's country, which is great, yet we're still seeing some resistance from business in Australia to go into the Asian markets, particularly Indonesia. They have concerns such as corruption. What can you say to Australian business about entering that unknown space?
Well, every economy has challenges. Yeah, in Indonesia we also have challenges, but Indonesia is such a big economy with great promise and potentials and opportunities. And countries who go into Indonesia take their risks and learn to know the market and learn how to get the right local partner. They usually do very well, right? So I hope more Australian business will come to Indonesia.
What do you think Australia has to offer Indonesia in the region? How can they work together?
I think diplomatically is one of the most promising sector because Indonesia and Australia as middle powers, we're like-minded. Australia is Western power, Indonesia is a Southeast Asian power. We have assets. If synergized, these assets can do a lot of good for the region. And it's been done in the past. We worked together to realize APEC. We worked together to resolve conflicts in Cambodia, right? And there are so many things that Indonesia, Australia have done together that has made the world a better place.
I've heard that business is holding back a little bit though with the run-up to the 2019 presidential election, waiting to see what happens. Is that similar to the mood in Indonesia?
Yeah, there's a little bit of that. This is a political year, people say, and the government is trying to address this by introducing more packages, economic reform packages. But the investment coming into Indonesia has been steady and has been growing. In fact, Indonesia is the largest recipient of FDI within ASEAN. Not within ASEAN. From ASEAN to intra-ASEAN, Indonesia received the largest amount of FDI. So there's a lot of good stories, and the government is committed to more reforms. And I hope more business will take more risks in Indonesia, because the more you get engaged in Indonesia, the more you get the rewards.
So take a longer term view and be willing to face the challenges and find a way through them.
Absolutely, yeah.
And lastly, Pat, you work with Indonesia's young people who go and live in other countries, who come back. This is a demographic that's really driving the country at the moment. What gives you hope about that? Why do you work with them so closely?
Well, they are the most open-minded, and they are change agents. I see a lot of sectors where the drivers are young people and they're idealistic, and I think the young people today are the most empowered. So I have high hopes that I always believe Indonesia can become an Asian giant, and I think if we become that, that would be because our young people take the leadership and get involved in public affairs.
Where is Indonesia sitting now in the world in that strategic position?
Indonesia is the regional power in Southeast Asia. We're the largest member of ASEAN, fourth largest country in the world, third largest democracy, the country with the largest Muslim population. So we have a lot of assets. Indonesia now, I think, is going to be the key to where ASEAN is heading in the coming years. And I hope Indonesia will be a stabilizing power. We are seeing a geopolitical depression in the relationship between the major powers, and this is providing a space for middle powers like Indonesia and Australia to play a role. And I hope this is a role that Indonesia can play well, as a balancer, and also as a country that can promote a stronger and better architecture for the region.
Well, lovely to have you back again in Australia, Pak, and thank you for your time.
Thank you, Helen.